that things were going to be extremely smooth for me. I was going to live a very soft life.
And sometimes you just gotta believe.
They said whatever was going on with my CGPA, I was not going to let this affect me or kill my vibe, that kind of thing. So I just left the CGPA like it by itself, and I don't know, I was doing my best. It was time to read. I was reading. When it was time to do this one, I was reading. I was doing that one. I could not still stay by myself. I found that I could not stand myself during this period. Like rather than maybe like be by myself. Immediately after class, I would just come and sleep. I would just once I sleep, if I felt like going out to read, then I would go out to read. And maybe like if I was not sleeping, I was watching movie. And my roommates were always thinking that this girl, you just like watching movie every time. Oh, come about whole thing, kidiko. But you used to reach, and no problem. But the truth of it all is that I was trying to avoid the reality of my life, that I was waist deep in so much failure score that I did not know I was going to get out. And I was yet to even accepting the fact that okay, I was failing in school, because I was still praying the prayer of Father Lord God, there's nothing you cannot do. Please let there just be a point in time where they will recall all my scripts and maybe they will mark everything, and then it will now be obvious that I did not really fail those courses. Please, I'm just asking you that you make that happen, and because there is nothing you cannot do, and that you have the power to do all things, and you're like the Almighty God, I am my Father, and you are concerned, and I'm like the apple of your eye, and you can do anything. That was kind of like prayer. Those were kind of like that was the line of the prayer points I was praying during that period. I was like, I had not come to terms with it. I had not and I was not in a space where I admitted it yet that I was failing in school. So after that period, okay, so during that period, I kind of like I was still just cool and just chilling. Okay, no, I was still like just reading and this thing. We went for internship before the level second semester. When we got back, if I were the level, that was like I told one of my sisters that I was going to have an extra semester because I failed so courses and everything. I could not even still tell my parents, because I was still not sure. I was not sure how they were mistaken. 500 level, I was just trying to like cope and trying to like hide everything that was going on inside me. I remember like a lot of times when I would imagine that I was going to die, and then I would be talking to my friends about my death, about when I died and everything. And I was always describing to one of my friends that if I were to die now, that it would miss me gone, that all of them just to candle night, and then they would be crying, and all that. I was just looking at them from heaven, and I just be laughing at them. Basically, but I knew I could not kill myself because I was going to go to hell. But that did not mean I did not wish or feel like I would die, because I just did not see any point in me being alive. The kind of like prayers I prayed before I started OAU was, I was going to be in OAU to show forth the glory of God. That through me, people will see me and see the glory of God in me and give glory to God at the end of the day. And then they will point out to me that yes, this girl, God is at work in her life, that kind of thing. And the vision of that to me was that I was going to be on the first class, that things were going to be extremely smooth for me. I was going to live a very soft life, that whenever I go out to like preach or talk to people about God and everything, I'll be able to like use the stories about my life to talk to people in such a way that they would see my life and they will glorify God, and my life was going to draw them to Christ. That was my plan, you get it? But I was not even proud. Like I did not even like, I just got mute a lot, so you get, I mean, like I did not have anything to say. You get, there was no story I could tell people that this thing, everything in my life looked bleak as far as I was concerned at that point in time. My education was the only thing that I had. Education was the only thing that my life revolved around. And the funny thing is, I actually thought about it like a lot of time when I was doing with that. Should I change courses? But I thought about it again. When I got this course, when I was granted admission to study this course, study civil engineering, it was not just a natural thing. I imagined, I told God that, dear God, that if this is not going to be the course I'm going to study, then let's change that. Feel free to change it. You should give me something else. You get my point? So that did not happen. I applied for civil engineering. I got civil engineering. At the end of the day, that was how smooth this was. So there was really nothing I could not say I wanted to cross economics because I know economics in my WAEC. I need technical drawing in WAEC for you to understand how much of a box I was in. Okay, so as I was saying, I thought about changing the course, but there was just nothing that came to mind like that. Nothing just came to mind. So I remember 500 level. How did I break the news to my parents? I remember just telling them that okay, I understand the fact that it might be disappointing for you, but believe me, I've thought about, I cannot kill myself, because believe me, I've thought about it and I'm not interested in killing myself, right? But I'm going to have an extra semester and everything. I told them something like that. I told them something like, I cannot come and go and I cannot kill myself, because trust me, I've thought about it, but I cannot kill myself because I'm not going to go to hell. So because I want to like make you I don't want to put you through the embarrassment of having a child that went through that finished with a second class lower. And got so good. My mom was like that, yeah, that okay, no problem, that it's fine. I should finish what I was doing. And although I remember that she went to she later went to ask my sister. I heard that she later went to ask my sister that, wait, but I thought you said that everybody that studied technical drawing, I'm sorry, that studied engineering in OAU, that it's very easy to come out with a first class in OAU. That what happened? That why didn't your sister come out with a first class? That was going on. So that's why I started that. That's why I started that's why it was so that it's to happen like that. I just wanted to note though that my grades improved drastically from 300 level second semester up till 400 level second semester, up till 500 level. That was because I was like for each semester I was having like a 2-1, apart from maybe like 1 or 2 times or so. But like I was having 3 points steady, and in my 400 level first semester I had a 4 point something. It was not a it was not a first class, but it was really, really close to a first class, like, I think. I just want to talk about times when like God really, really showed up like massively. In my 500 level, I remember that okay, 500 level first semester happened. Second semester, my parents already knew that I was going to have a 2-1. Second semester, TBD 502, then engineering policy or tech policy, one of the two of them. I can't remember which is it. So I remember that they were asking people to come and check their results, because before they uploaded it, the lecturer was asking people to come and check their results, because I think they said people failed, but each I was like, nah, I'm not going to fail. I cannot fail. But later I just said, yeah, let me go. And as luck would have it, I was like the last person that Ogundari saw. Yeah, the person is Ogundari. Yeah, I remember. I was the last person that the lecturer saw before he stopped people from coming into his office. I was not seeing anybody again anymore. Like, not seeing anybody. And we made a question. Was like, that was your name. What's your matric number? What was your department? I told him, and it was like, he checked, and he was like, what happened? Like, you failed. And I was like, no, sir, no, I did not fail that. I really, really read for the course. I think I was even OD'd. I was OD'd the textbook. I had the textbook with me then. I was like, see, because the textbook was obvious that no, somebody passed through it and read it like from the beginning to the end. That was when I read the textbook. I really, really read like really hard for the exam. So it was like I should bring my, like, I read really hard, and I attended all the classes, which was quite true. So he asked me to bring my scripts, to check on my scripts and bring it. By the time he checked it, he said, okay, like, you upgraded me. I got upgraded to a C by that time. I was like, thank you very much, sir. By the time I got out, he asked everybody to leave, that he could not see anybody anymore, that when they see their results, they should come back to come and check. So that was like the one thing that got it from, because I remember that before I got to that man's office, I was telling God that, okay, but I cannot have an extra second semester. Like, 1 extra semester is fine, but 2 extra semesters is something I can handle. And your word says that you're not going to give us more than we can handle. God, please, you need to take control. Please, I'm asking you to take control of this and everything. And God did. I had only 1 extra semester. I did not have to fail, because that was like crossing. That was me failing that course would have been the horse that broke the camel's back, if you get my point. That kind of thing. So I didn't feel it, because I'm very grateful for that, because I don't even understand where I would start from attending classes to writing exams. Also, the second time was this my research project. I had a project partner actually, and we did our best. I remember that before we both did not go for Christmas break, because we wanted to finish all our experiments, and I think we achieved that up to a reasonable extent before the next semester happened. So we did not have like so much work to do, and we're able to like cover up, like finished early. At the end of the day, I remember that on the day of the project presentation, that okay, I prayed and I spoke to God about everything that was going to go on, about everything, and special shout out to my group partners and other people that helped to review my presentation before I presented it, and the people that gave their 2 cents, and my lecturer too. Also, those people like were valid like for that project, honestly, including God. So I remember during that day, I kind of like prayed to God, and I said that as I'm going inside this project, as I'm going to defend this project, I'm asking that you take absolute control, that you take preeminence of every single thing that is going to happen inside that room, and that you let your will be done, and that you would have your absolute way. Immediately I just got to the exam. Immediately I just got to the project. Immediately I entered the room for the presentation. That was how they just said, Okagbare, you have come to defend your project. That's nice. We've been expecting you. Oh yeah, start. I had already, by the grace of God, I had already like prepared. I had watched picture. I'd watched video clips of how to make a perfect project presentation. I already knew all the points. You sure I had an opening statement already. For it now, thorough I was. I had an opening statement already. I already had what I was going to say. I had answers to all the questions they were going to ask and everything. And I also thank God for the person that told me to add graphs to my presentation, because that was practically what they had. So it was like, okay, let's see what you did. And he said, the design is so neat, this is so nice. Okay, this is good. Oh yeah, start. I was like, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mwesiri Okabari. I can't remember what I said. But they were like, we don't know your name. But we know your name now. Now just continue. Skip to the body. Okay. Let's see. And you're like, okay, show us your ground. You're like, this is nice. Okay, what's your conclusion? I always went out the conclusion to them. I almost did not present. I knew what to say. I knew how I would have said it, but God just perfected everything in such a way that everybody in that room was agreeable to me. And they knew I was going to be able to say, whatever I was going to say was going to be valid, because it's an experiment I had done already. And things just kind of like worked out from there. At the end of the day, I had the highest possible score in project research presentation in my department for my year, for my class, that kind of thing. That was like really, really so nice. And I just want to use this medium to thank God and tell God that I see you in my life and all, and just share that with you. And that kind of like worked out. At the end of the day, I had a distinction, that's an A in my research project, and my project partner had A's in our research project, and that was like a really, really big plus that was valid for us. Also there was a particular time that my project supervisor called me and the rest of my classmates that were under him, and then he felt like he was talking to me. Then he was like, don't worry, that even if it looks like everybody's leaving you behind, and like the only one that's going to be around, and like the one that's going to be around, that you are going to be absolutely fine, and that God knows the thoughts that God has towards you, they are thoughts of peace and not of evil, and you are the apple of God's eye, and there's nothing that can happen to the apple of God's eye. And he also mentioned that God will not give you more than you can handle. That if He has brought you through it, if it is more than what you can handle, He would always create a way of escape. What happened during my TPD, was God's way of creating a way of escape for me, because that would have been too much for me. Apart from that one, he also mentioned that at the end of this day, that it will be said of me that what I God wrote. He at that particular, it felt like he was prophesying and also confirming the promises that God had already given me for me. That kind of thing. So that was like cool. For my extra semester, I attended all classes. Everybody was surprisingly nice to me. And on days where I was like feeling bad or feeling sad or feeling unhappy, like feeling gray, God just made little events that happened that just changed my mood, that kind of like made me happy, made me feel like God was thinking about me and God was in my life at that particular period of time. Like maybe it's from somebody telling me, your hair is nice, okay, how are you? Or somebody maybe like, or maybe a random person paying my tea fare, or things. Good things just kept happening in my life during that period too. Also, that was when I started my wig business. During that period, I had a wig business too, and it was booming. I was never broke. I was always having money, and people were always patronizing me. Things were like really, really sweet for me during that period. And I was reading my eyes out. I just decided that I was going to put my best into it, and whatever happens at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I still read my eyes out. I went through the emotions of the back talks of so girl is she was dog by that this girl is still around, that upon how she used to read, this girl is still here, this is not that girl. I just think I could not, like, I still went through those words. I still went to school to read. I was living off campus during that period, but I still went to school to read and everything. I still did things as I was supposed to do. I'm grateful for the people that God put in my life, that they were able to like explain things to me whenever I needed help with assignments. They were able to like teach me and show me how to do things and everything. But those things were just like really, really nice. It was just really, really nice to have that. And I also experienced goodness everywhere I went there. That's correct.